Hello, everyone. My name is Renee Benavides, and I'm going to be talking about Mexican cultural relationships. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is dating customs. So, in Mexican culture, dating is often seen as very romantic, and gestures like gift giving is very common. So, this can be huge bouquets of roses or any type of food, candy, anything your significant other likes, is seen as a romantic gesture. Men are often usually the ones to pay for everything traditionally. So this would be for dates, food, anything you can think of. They were usually the providers, but as time progresses, that has changed between both parties, so they both equally contribute just as much. The next thing I'll be talking about is marriage. Some types of foods you might see at traditional weddings is chilaquiles, pan dulce, foods like those. And often the bride and groom split the cost of the wedding, but traditionally in Mexican culture, the woman usually pays for the bigger expenses like the venue, food, things like that, while the groom does not, but that has changed. Next, a tradition that is also very common is the bouquet and garter toss. This is when all these single ladies come into the stage and the bride tosses her bouquet, and that's who is signified to get married next, and vice versa, but with the garter for the men. The next thing I'll be talking about is the Catholic Church, because the Catholic religion is so common in Mexican culture. I decided to add a picture of this church that I actually took from the last wedding I went to, where the bride and groom got married, and also added this picture I also took of a mariachi band because those are also very common in Mexican weddings. Next, I'm going to talk about the roles of parents. So, parents are often really involved in Mexican culture. Introducing your significant other to your parent is seen as a sign of seriousness within a Mexican culture. And asking for hand in marriage is also very common and as a sign of respect for who you want to marry in the future. The next thing we'll be talking about is family customs. So the grandparents honestly are the ones that help the most traditionally with the kids, and they can be either babysitting or just taking care of them while the parents work. And traditionally, the Mexican cultures do not live in the same house. It's usually just in close proximity. The next thing we'll be talking about is divorce. And divorce in Mexican culture was very stigmatized in more conservative areas, but this has often changed within time as it becomes more common in everyday life. And also, cheating is looked down upon on many other things in Mexican culture. Thank you for listening to my presentation.